Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's talk about how your business can beat the competition. The big question that most businesses worry about isn't how to make their products and services better. It's how are we going to beat the competition? And maybe you're thinking pricing. Well, actually, if you think pricing is the way to go, then that strategy is actually probably the worst way to go about it. That is, unless you're a specific kind of company. And I'll go into what kind of company that is a little later in the video. Differentiation is really the answer to the question. You have to differentiate your business from your competition. So in order to differentiate your business, you have to establish what we call a USP, or a unique selling proposition. That is how your brand is going to be different. It's the towering reason why a customer should choose you over the other competitors. How you position your brand in the market in an intentional way. A USP is an outstanding feature that sets your company and products apart from all the others in the competitive landscape. So the next question becomes, what isn't a USP? Well, a unique selling proposition is not a slogan. It's not a headline on your website. It's not a single marketing campaign or offer like some sort of sale or a promotion. And it's certainly not an empty promise that doesn't manifest itself in everything that your company does. A company needs to make a conscious and a strategic decision about how it's going to differentiate itself. And then you need to focus on executing that specific method in absolutely everything that you do. Okay, now let's look at 10 USPs, 10 practices that a company can adopt to win in the category of business that they're in. Now, most companies adopt a single method to focus on, but some companies may utilize actually a combination of 2 or 3 in a way that helps them stand out. It's kind of like using a Venn diagram of differentiation methods, creating intersections between them that are unique. Now I want you to stick with me till the end because I'm going to share with you the 3 things that you absolutely must do to succeed in differentiating your company. Now number 1 is cost leadership. And this is what I was alluding to at the very beginning, which is some businesses think that if you just undercut the pricing of the competition, then you win. But you may have heard this statement before. Competing on price is a race to the bottom. And why is that? That's because if you reduce your prices, then what happens, right? Your competition reduces theirs, and then you have to reduce yours again, and you see where I'm going with this, right? Your profit margin gets smaller and smaller, and before you know it, you're not even making a profit. You can win on price reduction, but you have to be the kind of company that does massive volume in some sort of product or service to offset those lower profit margins. These are companies like Costco or Walmart or Target or Dollar General. Those companies do huge volumes so they can survive on having a very razor-thin profit margin. But remember, pricing often equates to a perceived value of your product or service. So lowering prices can make people think that your product isn't as good as other companies' products. But you can use price as a way to differentiate yourself in either direction too, right? Premium brands use high prices to build cachet with their customers who value quality and status and bragging rights. Just look at Lamborghini or Chanel or Louis Vuitton or Rolex. Most of those companies compete by trying to have almost the highest prices and the most prestige to be the most premium brands and to stand out from their competitors. Now, number 2 is speed. Some companies differentiate on the speed of the delivery of their product or their service. Amazon and FedEx, for example, have made billions of dollars on delivering products super fast. And then think about the fast food industry. I mean, they even named the industry after the USP that these companies are following. McDonald's and Domino's with their 30 minutes or it's free promise. Those companies do the same thing. If you can deliver your products faster than the competition, then you win. Number 3 is quality. Companies often use quality as a differentiator. Now, it doesn't have to be high quality. It could be low quality or mid-tier or high quality. Companies like H&M come to mind for low quality. They actually use a Venn diagram of low quality and speed to differentiate themselves in the fashion industry. Gucci, on the other hand, is a perfect example of high quality. Their hand-stitched leather bags are super bespoke and their accessories are made by Italian artisans. They use quality, the highest quality, to differentiate themselves in their category of business. So how can you make products higher in quality in some way to stand out from your competition? Number 4 is personalization and convenience. Companies can use personalization or elevated convenience as a method of creating a unique selling proposition. Chipotle lets you direct the people who are making your food to add exactly the right ingredients you want for your burrito or your taco, super personalizing it. Starbucks does the same thing with coffee, creating thousands of possible variations on how your coffee can be made. Denny's uses convenience. They've revolutionized the restaurant industry a long time ago by letting you get breakfast around the clock, even at 2 a.m. after a night out if you wanted to. Super convenient. I want to take a quick break and tell you about a cool Facebook group I've started. It's called Brand Design Masters, and it's for creative professionals and entrepreneurs. And as it stands right now, there's over 5,000 members who are networking and getting feedback and sharing news and resources and trends and ideas with each other. It's a really cool and vibrant group. So if you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, or a creative pro, I invite you to come over and join. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Brand Design Masters and apply to get in today. Now, number 5 is innovation. Innovation is yet another way that you can be unique in the market. Companies can use the idea of offering radically new ways of doing things or ways of satisfying your needs through innovation. Look at Roomba, that helps you vacuum your house with a robot. Or Uber, they virtually destroyed the traditional taxi industry by creating a smartphone-based app that utilized independent contractors instead of a company-owned fleet and drivers who were actually employees. WeWork, before it was actually driven into the ground by mismanagement, changed the way that small businesses secured office space. And they took advantage of a macro societal trend of the move to workers moving into the gig economy. Number 6 is actually a really cool one. It's radical differentiation. Companies can use the idea of being radically different in one area of their business in order to stand out from their competition. You can use various ways of accomplishing this. For example, you could use marketing or brand personality or product specialization. For example, Geico uses characters and communication and tone of voice, essentially being really weird and odd in the insurance industry to stand out from its more boring competition like Prudential. Cinnabon uses product specialization, doing one product so insanely well that you can almost smell freshly baked cinnamon buns just by saying the name of the company. And Method uses bespoke packaging structure to stand out in the laundry aisle of supermarkets. These aisles were dominated by ugly blue and orange jugs of Tide and Gain, and when Method came in with its beautiful structure and clear bottles and bright colors, they really stood out and differentiated themselves radically in that category. Number 7 is operational effectiveness. Now, Dollar Shave Club created a Venn diagram of 3 different methods of differentiation: price, quality, and delivery. They created a shaving razor mail order subscription service that was really remarkable in how it leveraged operational effectiveness. You could also say they employed a radical communication strategy with their early viral video ad campaigns. Now, ThreadUp uses 3 methods also. They use selection, convenience, and really easy online ordering and search to stand out in the t-shirt category. And of course, Amazon, who uses operational effectiveness, they combine selection, convenience, and speed to stand out, and they've transformed online retail. Number 8 is technology, and this is actually a really easy one to describe. Just think of Apple or Microsoft. Or you could think of Tesla in the transportation industry, or GoPro in the video industry. All these companies use technology to dominate their markets. But the challenge with using technology as a differentiator is that you have to continually innovate and bring out absolutely new products to keep your customers engaged. Number 9 is adaptability. This method is really important to small companies if they want to compete with larger companies. Large businesses are really generally much slower to change or to adapt to changes in their customers' desires, or market forces, or cultural changes. Small businesses can move really quickly in comparison to larger businesses, and they can adapt and respond to these types of changes faster. But larger businesses can also use adaptability as a USP too. These are companies like CVS, who can change their retail assortment super quickly, like overnight, or Zara, who can take fashion runway trends and get them into the mass market in only 6 weeks. And then there's companies like Gap that actually take a year or more to do that. So a company like Zara can be super competitive with Gap because of their ability to be adaptable. Number 10 is a really interesting one. This is informational advantage. This is the method of differentiating yourself through having information that no one else has. An example of this is like McKinsey, the business consulting firm that has a deeper reservoir of business transformational knowledge than almost any other consulting company. Then there's Google, that is the go-to resource for literally anything you want to find on the internet. They've owned internet search to such a complete degree that their name has basically become a verb. Google it. And then there's a company like Doppler Radar that dominates the weather forecasting industry due to the amount of information that their predictive technology can deliver to stations and media outlets. So these are just 10 ways you can differentiate your business. And there are many more, but I'm sure this review has given you a strong idea of what's possible in your business. Or if you're advising clients, in how you can advise your clients to differentiate their businesses. Now, why is it important to know all these levers? Well, no business operates in a vacuum. We all have competition, whether we like it or not. Knowing these USP levers helps you evaluate what your competition is doing and how you can be different from them. Some of them may not apply to your particular industry, but I challenge you to think about which one of them actually do. And then you can also think about that idea of a Venn diagram, where you could combine possibly 2 or even 3 of these ways of differentiating to operate in a way that's really separating you from your competition. And in order to figure out your differentiation, I want you to ask yourself this question. In your business, what's the intersection between what really matters to your customer and what you can do really well? How can you take what they want and what you can do well and make your business really incredible? And then take that one thing and turn it up to 11. Okay, now at the very beginning of this video, I said I was going to share 3 things that you absolutely have to do in order to differentiate your business. Number 1, you have to look really closely at your competition because you have to understand what they're doing in order to differentiate yourself from them. Number 2, you really need to understand the buying motivation of your customer. What's really important to them? What is their buying trigger? Is it speed? Is it quality? Is it personalization? You have to think about that because that's going to drive what you do. And number 3, be sure to make your USP a conscious choice and then spread that choice throughout your entire organization with your people, make it part of your company culture, in your marketing, and your customer experience. So that's it. If you like this video on how small business can beat the competition, make sure to hit that subscribe button and bang that notifications bell so you can get alerted when I post something new or when I go live. And if you need help with your small business, in your brand strategy or your design, reach out to us at philipvandusen.com and let's get your business rocking. And with that, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.